I'm Suzanne Antonio. I teach second grade at North Penn, and I administered it to my class. And as a second grade team, we worked together to organize what we were going to need for the test and that. And then we were the ones that gave it to our kids. Just to start off with, we didn't have enough desktop computers, but then the technology department got us the laptop computers so that we had all of the technology we needed. The kids being so familiar with laptops only were not super familiar with a mouse, the desktop parts, like what to push and things like that. So ahead of time, we used our computer time to get them playing around with the mouse and using that because a lot of them weren't familiar with that. And we knew that this was going to be a struggle for them with all of the parts, the reading and that, so we made sure any available adults in our building, at least for the first couple times we administered, were there. So we had probably about a 3-to-1 kid, or 3 kids to 1 adult ratio going on, just to make sure there was somebody right there to help them out if they were stuck. And we planned that all ahead of time. Would definitely keep the many adults to kids. As we did it, then we didn't need those adults, so we didn't need all of that. So we would know that to start off with, to get them used to it, we'd need those adults in there, but then kind of back off from that. And just making sure right from the get-go, if we do it in the fall again, that they get on those desktop computers and get that experience in, if that's the form that the test is going to be on again. Just making sure too, we had our technology, a person from the technology department there. We'd make sure that happened, and with helping us set up all the equipment and that. I think that's about it. Okay. Oh, and actually, I think we did a good job of it, but just making sure to explain to the kids what they were doing, prepping them for it as much as possible. We did all of the tutorial videos we did with them multiple times even, but just explaining that to reduce anxiety. They didn't have a ton of anxiety because we did watch all of that, but just making sure we had time to do all of that ahead of time. I think because of the second graders that we have, this being their first experience, and we kept stressing that this is just a practice test. The only problem that we teachers kind of noticed from it was they got into all of their clicking, and they were proud of themselves that they could click and drag and do the technical things. But then as we looked, and we weren't supposed to look at the results, but it came to the point where it was just kids clicking and moving things. They were kind of looking at it, I think, as like a game to get those parts done. But if you looked at how they performed on it, it wasn't great. So we wouldn't want the kids to get in a bad habit of thinking it's just click, 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 and we're done. Instilling them that, you know, we do still want to have some results, and you need to be answering these questions, you know, as well as you can. That was just a frustration we saw, was, you know, even kids that would be considered higher kids were just, it was just a point and click kind of game to them in a way. But we didn't have too many that were like anxiety ridden, and I think it's because we took the practice ELA, we took the practice math, and like I said, we put all the tutorial videos up too, so I think they were pretty prepared. The only kids that got upset were the ones that took longer than the other kids that had just kind of clicked. They thought they were doing something wrong when it was taking them a while to get it done.